There we go. Well,
Okay.
welcome.
So welcome to our monthly discussion of our newsletter.
Yes, I'm Dr. Neil Mathews.
And I'm not.
Okay. So this issue 10,
Which is means that it's the 10th one we've put out.
since the beginning of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, or maybe not, but that's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're just figuring this out.
That's
Pay
right.
no attention to us.
So this is issue 10, and in issue 10, you had most of the input on this one.
Well,
I did have a lot
And
to say.
and I do believe you actually did some of the typing.
Yes.
So,
I went, a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
It went
that's
very
right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the first article we talked about was,
Are supplements dangerous?
now, a lot of people think that they may or may not be dangerous. Would you agree with that?
I think so.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
How about drugs? Think they're dangerous?
Probably not.
Nah, they're probably safe as
Yeah.
can be.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Not as bad, not as dangerous as supplements.
Mm-mm.
Because supplements are really bad.
because if you listen to the FDA
And I do that all the time.
That's right.
What, 98.2?
Time,
Yeah.
amount of the time,
Yeah.
you're awake.
Yeah.
Because you're,
Oh, on the radio,
Paying attention to it.
98.2 on the
Mhm.
radio dial is the FDA.
is it really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, the FDA had been pretty aggressively pursuing supplements, accusing them of actually killing people. And so I just wanted to do some research and find out, is that or is that not true?
Is it or is it not that true?
Well, what we want to find out is, by looking at some of the statistics here, if we were to take in quotes an average year, now you guys decide if this is from supplements or from drugs. In an average year, there are around 200,000 deaths and 500,000 adverse events from prescription drugs or supplements. What do you guys out there think? Dr. M?
Supplements?
Okay. No.
Okay.
Okay. No, that is not true. That's actually from supplement, or actually in an average
I was
year-
right.
Yeah,
All along.
that's actually from prescription drugs. Now, how about this statement? In a study that was published last year in 2012, which was the last year that this recent data is available, a study in 2012 concluded that there were absolutely 0 deaths linked to drugs or supplements. You probably know the answer to this one now.
Oh, I know this one now.
Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, it was supplements.
It's going to be supplements. There are absolutely 0 deaths, but there are 200,000 deaths and 500,000 adverse events from prescription drugs. So not only does that sound pretty disingenuous to me, but it sounds like it's downright dangerous. So think about that the next time you're taking your prescription drugs. Okay,
Now, the next article
it's
was
fascinating.
Yes, because it's from our personal
it's a-
stories file.
It's actually a Nature
That's
article.
right. And this was on your trip. You guys went to.
We were doing research. Yes. We were actually studying insects
That's right.
along the way. A Country Full of Bugs is what the book was going to be, but it never really became a movie. So we.
But you called it The Secret Life.
Right. This
bugs.
story is a fascinating story about the secret life of bugs. Is there anyone out there who's interested in bugs? Is there anyone who's ever felt the
The urge to have some bugs.
Yeah. Have you ever felt the luxurious feeling of crunch, crunch under your feet when it comes to bugs? Well, we have, and here's how that happened. Now, as I recall, this was...
You were there,
this
weren't
was,
you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure
I
which day
hoping.
this was.
Yeah.
Which day this was.
You and Kent were going hiking from Scotch Plains to
Yep,
Santa Monica, California.
and we'd already spent our first night in a cornfield in Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
and the second night we'd already spent a night in Nebraska where the state troopers picked us up, which, by the way, is the next story in our next newsletter.
Ooh.
Fascinating. So now it's day 3, and we end up in New Mexico. Now, we think that we are making great time across the country, and actually we are. We're already in New Mexico on day 3. So we get this brilliant idea because the other 4 guys are already out there in Santa Monica before we make it. And we're thinking, you know what? How about we stay in a motel overnight? Let's take a shower. Let's get a good night's sleep. So the next day, when we make it to Santa Monica, we think we're going to make it look like this hitchhiking across the country is no big deal. So that's where this adventure begins. So as I recall, Kent and I are hoofing it up some road outside Albuquerque, and we're planning on going until it gets dark. Now, as it starts to get dark, our plan is the next motel we come to, that's where we're staying. So it's getting darker and darker. We finally walk up to a motel and go, okay, here's where we go. Now, you would think, I can't remember if I put this in there. You would think,
Oh
yes, okay.
$5.25.
Wouldn't you think that any motel that had a room that was $5.25, we would be at least suspicious that it's probably not a top quality 4-star, 5-star motel?
And
of course.
What's 1970 something dollars?
And that's right. That's $1971. How much is that in today's dollars? I don't know.
I don't know.
But it wasn't much even then. Even then, it wasn't much because we had it in our
Yeah,
pockets.
wait a minute. That wasn't much even back then.
Yeah,
$71.
it wasn't
I guess we
very
won't
much.
consider that.
We won't even mention that part.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so we go in, we check in, we give them all our information and fill this out. And the guy finally hands us our key and he tells us, okay, the room is around the back of the motel and whatever room it is, you'll find it. So we go, okay, thank you. So we take the key, we go outside. Now it's pitch black out there. And for some strange reason, this motel has no lights in the parking lot anywhere. But we don't care. You're 19 years old. Who cares? So we're walking around all the way back. We finally find the room, put the key in there, turn it, open the door, and step in, and we find this interesting sound. I would describe it as a crunch, crunch. And we go, what the heck is that? Because it's quickly followed by this sound. Any idea what that might be? Well,
I know.
feel free. Feel free to jump in. See, I'm drinking coffee. I don't want to give you coffee smell, breath.
Oh, that's all right. I already have
Your Pepsi breath.
Pepsi.
Yeah. Coffee
Product
breath is
placement.
brutal,
This is
though.
product placement. We're getting money for this one.
So anyway, as we turn on the light, we see hundreds, if not thousands, of cockroaches flying across the floor in every direction. And as you take a step, you can't help but hit 10, 20, 15 of these little babies. Now anyway, you would think at that point, after the 525 deal, that we would be checking out. We're not checking out at all. We're going, no problem. So we go in there, we throw our little gym bags on the bed. And I say, okay, Ken, I'm going to go take a shower. He goes, go ahead. He says, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to go to sleep for a little. I'm like, okay. So I go into the bathroom. The bathroom is pitch dark, of course. So as I step into the bathroom, what do you think I hear? Crunch, crunch. Turn on the light. There's got to be hundreds, if not thousands, of cockroaches in the bathroom. Not only in the bathroom, but in the bathtub. You'd think we would stop and say, let's get out of here? Of course not. I say, I'm taking a shower. I turn the water on, I just get in the shower and start taking a shower. Now the little cucarachas are probably not too happy because now they're starting to float around, but who cares? So anyway, I finish my shower, I go to turn the water off, the water doesn't turn off. So I yelled to Kent, hey Kent, if you want to take a shower, you better get in here right now. Kent goes, I'm not taking a shower, I'm too tired, I'm just going to go to sleep. I said, okay. So then I go to turn the water off. I already did this part. But anyway, I went to turn the water off.
Repeating yourself.
Yes. I went to turn the water off. The water wouldn't turn off. That's when I told Ken, if you want to take a shower, you better hurry up. So without being able to turn the water off, I, of course, being a good person staying in a motel, whatever you would call a guest, say, okay, I better go tell the people at the front desk that they got a problem in here, that this water is going to keep flooding until somebody turns it off. So finally go outside through the pitch black, make it all the way around. And amazingly, there are no other cars in the parking lot. There's nobody else even there, which you would think would alarm us a little more, but it still doesn't. So I make it around to the front. The front door is locked. I said, okay, let me try to ring. There's no bell to ring. I said, okay, let me knock on it. Knock, 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 pound, pound, pound. There is nobody in there. There's nobody coming out. Who knows how long I hit the door, pounded on the door. Let's say maybe 5 minutes later, I said, okay, this is not working. I'm going back to the room. So I go back to the room. I tell Kent, hey, Kent, there's nobody in the office. He says, I don't care. He says, I'm sleeping here. So I said, okay. So Kent sleeps on one bed. I sleep on the other bed. And all during the night, the water is just pouring out of the bathtub. It is now overflowing the tub, and the little cucarachas, as we affectionately call them, are now floating by them. Some of them seem to have little surfboards, in fact, and they were doing pretty well. So by 5 o'clock in the morning, it's time to get up. The first light comes, and I pop up, and I go, Kent, we better get out of here, because this room is flooded. The water is now actually going out the door of the motel on the sidewalk. So anyway, we grab our little gym bags, head out to the road, we get a ride right away. As far as we know, that bathtub is still overflowing with cucarachas.
And that's our Back Hair newsletter.
For today.
Yeah, today. That was free.
That was very
Very
informative,
nice.
wasn't it?
It was very informative.
Yes,
I like
very
that.
informative.
Thank you. Join us again next week when
We'll BS again.
Yeah.
I just got a hamstring cramp. Pay no attention
You pulled you pulled a hamstring sitting
Ow.
here.
I don't like this stool.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, that's cool.